Today, we're talking about borrower testimonials, how to get them, why they're important, and some really critical takeaways on borrower interactions. So let's jump right into a couple of borrower testimonials I've received in my time. So this one's from Carol. She wanted to send me this follow-up note to let her know how much her mom and I appreciated prompt responses with regards to their recorded reconveyance or satisfaction to their mortgage notes. Past 8 years have been really difficult for them. They had some health problems, and this process really helped relieve some stress. So Trevor was the one who helped them with this process, my best friend who used to work with me back in 2014 when this first testimonial was written. Next, we have Layla, who had a HOA lien that we were able to help her negotiate to resolve the mortgage note that we had owned. So she wanted to thank us for the kind consideration of that current situation and the respectfulness, cooperation, and being upfront and transparent about this process as we went along. Here's another one from Betsy. Now, Betsy, if you see down here on the bottom, is literally crying. It is wonderful news that we were able to accept a $4,500 discounted settlement on her loan. Well, her unpaid principal balance was only $5,000, so it was just a $500 discount, but it made a world of difference to Betsy. Here's another one from John. Thank you for sending me the recorded satisfaction of mortgage. He sold the house and doesn't live in it, but he did want to thank us for being so responsive throughout the ordeal of selling this house. And I appreciate this one especially because you know I love birds here, and he called me a rare bird. All right, one more from Tolbert. What a relief. I wanted to thank you for the kind communication skills and speaking with me, and every piece of paper across his desk was covered trying to find this specific document. So we were able to help him out, and it was a pleasure working with him so he wasn't scammed as he has been previously, and we were able to release the lien and make sure that his property was now free and clear of the encumbrance, our mortgage that we owned on the property. One more from John. This was just a couple months ago in March of this year, last month, and he really wanted to show his appreciation by dropping this note to sincerely let us know he thanked us for all of his help. This situation was pretty amazing because we originally purchased it as a performing loan, but the borrower went into default. He ended up filing a cease and desist against us so that we couldn't communicate at all. But after getting through that initial turmoil, we were able to get back on right footing, get that cash flow started again, and then eventually have the loan paid off this year, which was really exciting and really represented a full circle moment from the start and eventually the conclusion of that workout. So a couple of takeaways here. First off, save your testimonials. You may have noticed on those emails that I've labeled them testimonial as I go through and see these emails in my inbox. For starters, it's nice to go back if you need a little pep talk to look at the borrowers you've helped out, but it's really important as well if you're gonna reach out to those borrowers in the future and maybe get a 5-star review in Google or a LinkedIn recommendation or something in terms of bolstering your online presence and your reputation. So tracking the borrowers that had a great opportunity, a great success story with you is really important. Next is to start strong but provide relief and concessions. So that one account where it was a $5,000 balance and we settled it for $4,500, originally we were showing her all of the arrears and past due and late fees on the file, and eventually we negotiated down to the principal balance, and what really set her over the edge was the $500 discount on the principal balance on top of that. So we started strong, we made sure to show where our right as the lender to collect the full balance lie, and then work our way down to this discounted settlement situation, which really surprised and delighted her. Next is responsiveness. You may have also noticed in those testimonials that a lot of them were thanking me for getting back to them quickly, to being transparent and responsive with my results and responses to them. So it's a top priority to get back to your borrowers quickly, put the ball back into their court, and make sure to set deadlines. That's important. Now, we offer grace oftentimes, especially when the borrower needs it and they're in a tough situation, but you want to be firm with your deadlines and make sure that you follow through on the meetings that you set and the different milestones that the borrower needs to achieve to get to the next step in the resolution process. All right, one more. We are the borrower's advocate. As the resolution specialist, you're the good cop. The bad cop is the loan committee or the approval committee that needs to determine whether or not the arrangements that you're making with the borrower are acceptable or not. But for you, you're going to bat for the borrower. You're helping the borrower out to get to that resolution. So that's it for today's video on borrower testimonials. It's so important that we treat our borrowers with respect and compassion. Non-performing borrowers especially are in a really tough spot. So we need to have some grace and understanding, but also sometimes some tough love to help them get to the process of releasing that lien from their property to then have a free and clear home eventually. So that wraps up today's video on borrower testimonials.